Gotcha.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, what's up?
Lucy. Nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
So today I feel like we should be discussing the use of technology. I think that's obviously pretty big in this day and age. And yeah, how do you guys find it? How is it affecting your patients?
Definitely, I think I can't think of one client, including myself, who doesn't probably overuse technology. I think that in society we're just kind of surrounded by screens, where all the people watching this are
On a screen.
on screen, and we're in front of
Gotcha.
screens. And we're in front of the screen right now. We're in front of the screens right now. I think that while technology and the increased use of technology has really helped humans in society in so many different ways, it kept us connected in new ways, and sort of powered through to the problems that we were having in the past. It's begun creating problems for society that we're not really sure how to cope with just yet.
What sort of problems are you thinking specifically?
I was thinking about, well, obviously being a therapist, I'm sort of thinking about the emotional problems that come up with particularly social media. The more you use social media, the more symptoms or more intense the symptoms are of depressive and maybe even anxious
Okay.
mood issues. And I think the reason is that because we're using social media and we're confronted by other people's lives, we have to find ourselves comparing ourselves with
Yeah.
their life.
And how much doctoring of those pictures has happened?
Exactly,
you
yeah.
know?
It's not
Trimmed
reality.
off the side.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're all really well versed now in how it is a bit false, and how sort of social media is really a representation of one thing that a person really wants you to see.
Exactly. It's not necessarily how their life is
Yeah.
going. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay,
So,
that's really interesting.
Yeah. What are you guys finding about what are your clients sort of talking
It's massive for posturing because if you think someone's like playing with their phone in bed, that's the position. Like all of a sudden their head's gone to their chest. It's just stretching everything out.
Yeah.
It's going to change the angle of your eyes and all the different muscle
I'm
groups.
guilty of that. Yeah.
The different muscle groups
Yeah.
to switch on, and equally if you're sat behind a desk all day, we as chiros say that that's the new smoking.
Oh,
It's
no
just as
way.
bad because this position
Yeah.
physiologically tells your brain you're
Oh,
stressed.
that's me too.
Right, and so
Stop, Lucy.
but it starts from the school, from the classroom, really.
Yeah.
But then if you're at work, I don't know, 8 hours a day, you might not even get up and go for a lunch break.
Yeah,
You're sat like this.
Yeah.
It depends on what your workstation's been set up. Like some workplaces are really good. I mean, we recommend everybody gets a standing workstation because ultimately you're tipping your sacrum, you're tipping your pelvis underneath. So your spine's not in its ideal position when you're like this. And obviously screens are going to do different things to the muscles of your eyes, and
A whole host of different sort of
Correct.
systemic issues.
yeah, so I mean they don't sit there on their own, they don't just move on their own. If you move the muscles of your eyes, you move other muscles that tie into other places of your body. So knock-on effects for posture's huge.
Wow.
Massive. And that whole, I see people at bus stops. I've literally seen like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so intense.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
But they're also not talking to each other either.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
like a
isolating,
community,
right?
yeah.
It's very isolating. A
Yeah.
whole bunch of people sitting really close to each other in their own bubble, in their own world,
Yeah.
completely unaware of what's happening in the world next to them.
And then when you think about it, if we've just said that the world that they're looking at is fake,
Yeah.
they're not interacting in a real
The
world.
real world.
They're
That's so
interacting in
true.
a fake
Yeah.
one.
And
It's
you
just-
look a little bit weird
Yeah.
if you
This
said,
is all of us, by the way. We're talking about our own lives right now as well. What about you, Fee? What about your? What are you noticing with your clients?
Yeah, I think as a naturopath, probably the main time when I talk about technology use, it's often mobile phones or tablets, is at nighttime.
Yeah.
So the term adrenal fatigue gets thrown around a lot, and basically adrenal fatigue people are really awake and wired when they should be getting ready and tired for bed, and then they can't wake up in the morning.
Yeah, this is also like the blue light, sort of
Yes.
the way their brain is processing
Yes.
the different sort of and the melatonin, like the effect of the melatonin.
Yes, it's massive. So 2 tips I would always get my patients to do, whether they have sleep issues or not, is turn every device you possibly have, and every device has it these days, to a blue light filter.
Oh yeah.
Because that blue light literally hits your retina and it affects your melatonin, which is your sleep hormone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People wonder why they can't get to sleep, and they've been lying in bed like this.
Staring at
I
them.
think you said you just sit staring at the screen for, and then they turn the lights off and go to bed,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
they're absolutely wired because
Wired.
they've just shot their melatonin.
Absolutely.
Like at least an hour before bed, switching all screens off.
Yeah.
Do something. Go on a foam roller. Get ready for bed. Prep your food for the next day.
Read a book.
Don't look at a screen. Do a
Downtime.
crossword. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to the person you're living with. Like, yeah.
And one way that you might be able to achieve that is to charge your phone in a different room from where you sleep. So,
Yes, especially
not
children. I mean, all of us, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
not to keep your phone charging in the same room. And maybe you could even put your phones in one place. So I know of a lot of people who have, myself included, who have a bowl on the entry of their house. And when it's time to either put the phones away before you go to sleep, or even maybe when everyone enters the home and they're trying to reconnect with each other,
yeah.
putting the phones in the bowl, or even the tablets and all the different screens even in one sort of central place, away from where you are, and that probably facilitates a lot more connectedness, interaction with people.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Wonderful. So
Boom.
you've got a few little top tips to take home about your devices. We can't avoid them, but let's try and minimise how much we use them.
Absolutely.
Stop using them a few hours before bed.
Mm.
Connect with your family, and change the position that you're in when you are using them.
Hit us up with any questions or thoughts that you might have, any tips that you might have. We're really interested to hear from you guys, and check out our other videos.
Awesome.
See you
Catch you
soon.
next time.
See you soon.